Okay, my name is Rebecca Bauer. I am also on the Financial Literacy Committee. I'm not talking loud enough. And the programs that I've worked with are ones working with kids. And to me, that's my preference. And I am the last presenter. I'm a little bit nervous. That just adds to my pressure. But so I think I'll just kind of, my most important thing is we want it to make it fun for kids when you're going to go present to them. So don't be boring. So I am just going to kind of give you an example of how I would present the session that I developed. This session was part of our 6-session program that we did with the Daniel Graham Foundation. And what we tried to arrange was field trips each weekend. Now, so mine was a field trip to the library, and the focus on this was, it turned into how you get free or inexpensive entertainment. So at the end of it, I kind of like put it over to the librarian. And librarians are great. You know, they're there for you. They take over. They take the kids on a tour of the library, show them all the stuff there. But that's what this segues into. It could be a standalone program. You wouldn't have to segue it into the library. You could kind of just stop it with the discussion of, you know, where families' money goes. But I'm going to just start with it. We don't have the slides up, but they are in your books. So there were several, you know, concepts when we go through, and it happens in the adult programs, it happens in the children's programs. The concepts of spend, save, and share, we try to get through to the kids. Needs versus wants, the same things over and over, basically. But so I kind of have it, you know, money, where does it come from and where does it go? And how can we pay for all of our needs and still afford our wants? And here I put like entertainment, since that's how this session was designed. So I said, let's look at an example. And the dollars here aren't so much the important thing. You could make it, you know, a real life example of, you know, what someone's income and expenses were. The more thing is to get kids to understand kind of, you know, the responsibilities of the parents. So it said, let's say your mom or dad makes $13 per hour at their job. And if your mom or dad works full time, that's 2,080 hours a year. So how many dollars is that a year? So I say, well, that's $27,040. And that looks like a lot of money, doesn't it? I said, but before you even get it, taxes are taken out. And I try to be interactive with the kids. And at this point, I would probably say, you know, do you know what taxes are? And do you know what happens and what they're used for? And see if they're like, oh, it's for policemen, or oh, it's for roads, or, you know, so you can kind of make the presentation as long or as short by, you know, letting this go on as much as you want for discussion. So I say, let's deduct 8% for taxes and give them a number. So that leaves $24,877. So my next thing to get them engaged would I'd probably say, you know, well, how many months are there in a year? Does anybody know? And these kids are usually, they're all, oh, they really are enthusiastic. So that's what makes them fun to work with. So they would tell me there's 12 months, and then I would say, well, when we divide by 12, then that gives us $2,073 per month. And I say, but where does it go? So we have a rent or a mortgage. And I would probably say, do you know how much, you know, your rent is? Or do you know what your mom or dad has to pay for a mortgage? And, you know, see how much input they give me. You know, so basically we're trying to go here, you know, then we have utilities, transportation, groceries, clothes, shoes, accessories, insurance. You know, so basically I hit the needs. Then we get more to maybe their needs, maybe their wants, if we're going to get into that discussion, because I get to cell phones. You know, but on that one you probably say, does your family, you know, anybody in your family have a cell phone? Does it just your mom? Do you have one? You know, just things like that. And then, is that something that you really need? And if so, do you know how much it costs? Just always try to keep the kids engaged. Don't just stay up and just talk to them. Every chance you get them to participate keeps their interest, because they love to answer questions. You know, then I get to gifts, and then just other, you know, the stuff at your house, toilet paper, you know, laundry soap, all that stuff. When I was doing this presentation last night, somebody told me I should put a subtotal at the bottom of this page, because I lost them when I flipped down to the next page and said, well, now we're down to $88. So we'll add that to what we have on the website. Okay, and so I said, and then what happens what if you need a new lamp, or you need a vacuum cleaner, or you need some new furniture? You know, we didn't have any of that up above, did we? And, you know, or say, or if mom or dad has a car payment, we didn't have that up above. Or what if your car breaks down? What if you need a haircut? And here's two where, you know, it's the great thing for the kids to say, you know, what else would you need to spend money on? And, you know, they'll all come up with different things that happened in their family. And, you know, there's a good interaction and gets them thinking about it. So, okay, there it was. Can you think of some other things? And so here's where I segued into the library. And I do think the library is a great place. I'm just really amazed at how many people don't take advantage of it, and, you know, because it's free. I mean, so, and I think that's what I'm preaching to the choir here, because all of this is common sense. Any of us really need a lot of advanced preparation to present to kids. And that's what I want to that's my point to this really is, just any of you that are interested, I'm glad you're here, because what we want as the committee is we want others to go and do the same things, you know, we've been doing and get this message out. And it's really, with the kids, it's amazing the interaction you get, the ideas they have. But anyway, so here I segued into the entertainment about like going on vacation, all these kind of things. Do we have cable TV or satellite? And that way we might bring up wants versus needs again, because a lot of people think that's a need versus a want. And, you know, other things for entertainment. And then I said, basically, you know, this one says that's what we're going to talk about today, and there's not a lot of money left for entertainment. The library is a great place to start. So that was that segue for the library. But like I said, just getting kids to think about, you know, money and think about what their parents make and then what their parents have to do with the money, it just helps. And, you know, there's certain things that we've done with the kids. One such thing being asking them, well, if somebody gave you, you know, if you had $100 to spend, you know, what would you buy? And this one kid said, I would buy a big screen TV. Well, that opened up the segue to say, like, well, how much do you think a big screen TV costs? You know, do you think $100 would really buy that? So, you know, it's humorous to us, but, you know, it kind of shows how out of touch kids maybe are. And so on the website there were two programs we've developed for the kids. One was Feed the Piglets, which was mentioned was an after-school enrichment program with Lowry Elementary School. And then the Small Change Adds Up, which we did in conjunction with the Daniel Graham Foundation. And some of the tools for all of these are on the website. So like I say, my little PowerPoint is on there. And, it will be on there. And some of the other sessions. But working with the kids is really fun. And just to give you just a couple of ideas, because we're getting close. Well, one idea that I really loved is in the Feed the Piglets, where we started with, we bought these little ceramic piggy banks. And the first session was to let the kids decorate the banks, put their names on them. Then we also had a see-through, bigger piggy bank. And what we did, we wanted to introduce to them like the time value of money. So that first week we put $1 in the banks. And we could show them the dollar in the see-through pig. And then we took the pigs. And each week we brought them back. And each week we added a nickel and would show them in the pig. So they're just little things, and, you know, they do kind of grasp the concepts. There were some other games we played sitting in a circle where it's pass the ball, okay, and you're 1, and then you're 2, and then you're 3, and then you're 4, and see where we got. If there was 8 kids, you'd get to 8. Then we said do it by 2s, you know, and so then it was like you got to 16, then do it by 5s. And, you know, so, what was that, 40? But, you know, and you could just use little tools and games that get the kids thinking, and, you know, it's really a lot of fun, and I think my time's up. But another one that's fun is comparison shopping, and when you talk to them about using coupons or ads or loyalty cards and all the different ways you can save money at the grocery store. So anyway, we have lots of ideas for you. I hope that some of you are interested in doing kids programs, and let us know how we can help you. Thank you.